you give us a little bit of background about your experience on the evening of the crush and what happened to you there?
I was in another part of town when I received a text message from a friend about quarter after 11, and she was at a club right in one of the alleyways where the accident occurred. And she told me by text message that she was witnessing an entire alleyway filled with tens, maybe hundreds of people injured, getting CPR, and it was giving her a panic attack, obviously. And so we agreed to meet on the border of the main Itaewon Street, so I can pick her up and move her away from the area as to avoid further mental trauma to her.
I'd like to play you this clip from an Australian eyewitness. One of his friends died in the crush.
I watched as people filmed and sang and laughed while my friends were dying, along with many other people.
What role do you think social media in particular played in this incident?
I would say for me, the most disturbing element of this whole event has been the reaction of the passersby who witnessed the incident, and their first gut reaction was to pull out their phone, film the incident, post it on their social media, and then move on with their evening, partying. And again, like these disturbing images and videos were passed around freely within minutes, within hours around the globe, triggering secondhand trauma to who knows how many people, especially to people like me, who have lived and worked and indeed partied right in the area where the tragedy had occurred. And I believe this is one of the dehumanizing effects of social media, to create a spectacle out of people's suffering, like casualties and even death.
And what do you think that context around this particular incident in Seoul reveals about South Korea's society at the moment?
I think this event holds a mirror up to Korean society as a whole. And I think somehow almost everyone is complicit in this tragedy. And that there is this dire obsession in consuming other people's misery on both mainstream and social media. It's the very perverse voyeurism of suffering without the humanistic impulse or response to help, or offer help, or at least be respectful of the people who were injured. And of course, on top of that, there was the lack of governmental preemptive measures in avoiding this tragic crush. It's definitely a glaring oversight in protecting their citizens. And it affects, people like me gravely, because it has occurred in the heart of the Itaewon community, to which I'm a member.